Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. For today I'm so excited because I'm going to be doing a first impressions on the new Flutter and Flourish collection from Ensley Cosmetics. So if you want to hear my thoughts on this collection, see all the swatches, the close-ups, all the things, then please stick around for today's video and make sure you are subscribed before leaving today, and let's go ahead and get into it. First things first, I'm going to show you the two collections. I'm going to pop up a picture of the Flutter collection, that way you kind of know what I'm talking about. Now I'm going to pop up a picture of a Flourish, that way you can kind of see there are two different collections here that we have going on. I'm going to start by showing you close-ups of the Flutter collection first. The Flutter palette retails for $50. I do have an affiliate code. It is BRITTANYRAE. Thank you so much if you do decide to use my discount code. It says delve into the softer ethereal shades of early dawn gardens with a Flutter palette. 12 pans of muted earth tones, softened pastels, and airy neutrals create a canvas of gentle yet powerful expressions. And there are 4 singles total, but there are 2 in the Flutter collection, and they retail between $15 to $17, and I'll go ahead and show you those. They're absolutely beautiful. Ensley has pretty much my favorite singles. They're just incredible. And I also want to show you the blush. It retails for $9. There are 2 different blushes. The Flutter blush is a beautiful everyday wearable peachy shade. I'm just such a sucker for a peach. I'm not sure exactly how much the lip gloss retails for, but the Flutter lip gloss, it is such a beautiful, shifty, sparkly blue, purple. It looks like it's actually glowing on your lips. It's crazy. Now let's go ahead and dive into the Flourish palette, which this palette retails for $55. It says it's bold and bright. The Flourish palette contrasts with vibrant pinks, radiant yellows, electric greens, and fiery oranges. This palette captures the high noon of the magical summer day, perfect for crafting vivid, eye-catching looks. And same thing with these singles, they retail between $15 to $17. They are so fiery and vibrant. They're so pretty and reflective. And this blush for this collection, it is very intense and poppy. It's not something I would reach for on the daily, but it's still so fun and very unique to my collection. Now this lip gloss is so intense, just like the other one, but this is more of like that peachy shifting purple. There's honestly so many different sparkles in there. You get so many different shifts. It's crazy. I was not expecting just how pigmented these glosses would be. Like, I'll definitely show you how it just takes it to the next level. The full collection bundles for $250, and that's a value of $289. So I'm going to create 2 looks, one on each eye with each palette, and then I'll do kind of like the blush on each one, and then we'll try on the lippies together because we have a whole lot in this collection. And we also have these loose pigments. I'm not going to be able to use them today, but I'll definitely pop up some beautiful swatches because these are so intense, sparkly. And the Moon Dust will also retail between $15 to $17 each. So let me zoom you in and let's start with Flourish first. I'm going to try to make these looks pretty quick and fast. I'm so tired. I just got back from vacation. I'm going to go with Magic Moss. So if my energy is a little low, I do apologize. I'm so tired. And I'm telling you, vacation just hits differently when you have younger kids because I'm beyond tired. I don't know. I think the last time I was this tired is whenever actually I had my son. I'm just wiped out. I'm exhausted. I feel like you need a vacation after your vacation. That grungy shade, it is I love this shade Magical Moss. It's one of my favorite shades in general. I love it. Let's see, I'm also going to put that on the lower lash line and just kind of smoke it out and kind of blend it everywhere because I want it a little grungy. I'm so excited Ensley is coming out with smaller palettes because typically their palettes are huge, large, and in charge, and these are so cute and freaking beautiful. Okay, Magic Moss, gorgeous. Let's go into Flicker, which is a beautiful cool tone gray over here. It's like, I want to see what it looks like. Is it blue or gray? This looks like a true gray, but obviously like I'm mixing it on top of a shade, so it's going to change it a little bit. Wow, beautiful. Why not go into Serenity, which is the lime green, and just layer a little bit of that on the middle. I'm going to try to play with a lot of the mattes because I'm only creating one look right now with this palette. I'll definitely create more in the future. Just let me know what you want to see. Now I'm going to go into Whisk, which is purple. Oh, this is so pigmented and pretty. While we are here, let's go into Echo, which I'm kind of curious. It looks like a charcoal gray. Wow, their mattes are my favorite. They are so easy, even though some of them are colorful. They're so beginner friendly. Like, you cannot mess up the blend with Ensley Rain mattes. Okay, let's see. We have got one more matte to use, which is the Neon Orange. I'll put that right here on the inner corner. That is such a pretty shade. And I will also use that as a blush, like in the future, like on my own time, because that shade's beautiful. The shimmers in this palette really knocked my socks off. They have just blown me away. I'm going to go into Golden Hour. I feel like most of you kind of knew I would go into that shade. It's just me and a shadow. It's blue and fiery, orangey. It is so shifty. I mean, all the shimmers in this palette are next level. Wow. I'm going to go into a little bit of what I want to do. Moonflower over here. It looks just, it's so pretty. And I'm going to kind of put that on the outer third and mesh it into the mattes. While we are over here, let me go ahead and pop into the blush. It says it's pigmented. Oh, that is so pretty. Keep in mind, an orange peachy blush is like my favorite to reach for. Oh, this is so unique to my collection. I have a Dior one that's kind of similar to this. I just love that on my complexion. It's not too orangey. I know you're like, it's an orange blush, but it just pulls different to where it doesn't look too like, oh, you're wearing an orange blush. This just works out perfectly with my skin complexion. Oh, it's so pretty. While we are here, let's go into the Flutter lip gloss before moving on to the Flutter palette. I tried these earlier and like, look at that. It is so intense. This is not for the faint of heart. It's wildly like glowing. And this is one where you can kind of feel the glitter a little bit, and it's a little bit of a thicker formula than their previous glosses that I'm used to, but it's so pretty. I don't know if I would wear this all the time, but hey, I feel like there's a moment. Let me know down below, do you like a sparkly gloss? Oh, Melando, that's crazy. I had to show you under low lighting. Now this palette kind of is intimidating. I love the shimmers because I'm such a sucker for like a fiery shimmer, but the mattes, they are fun and neon, just absolutely beautiful. But I'm going to go into the darker matte just because I feel like that's the one matte that I would reach for the most. And I would typically like go into this with a shimmer and then maybe one of the mattes for like a pop of neon, but for the most of the time I would just go into this matte right here because I'm boring. I kind of blend it out with the brighter purple in the palette. I want to see if it pulls purple or pinky on me. Okay, that's not too scary. That's pretty. I'm not going to use all the mattes in the palette because I'm really wanting to play with some of the shimmers, but I will go into Petal Pop. I want to go into the green and just kind of blend it in a little bit with the purple, and then we'll go into the shimmers. Okay, I lied. Now I want to go in to the orange because I feel like with all the bright shimmers in the palette that lean a little fiery, that orange would be pretty peeking through, which that's another orange that I would love to use as a blush. And I'm also going to kind of smoke out the lower lash line with that orange. I love how I was like, I'm not going to use all the mattes, and I'm over here just trying to play with all of them. Now I might as well go into the yellow on the inner corner. I'm going to layer a shimmer on top of that, but I just kind of wanted to see how it would look on my skin. Now we only have the pink one. The pink one's not going to match, but I can't just not go into the pink because I've done every other matte shade. Okay, I like how this pink, like, you could build it up. It's not going to be too scary, like, first dip, because a lot of pinks, they scare me. I'm not going to lie, but this is a pink where you could very softly go into it, and it's not going to take over the look. So that's good to know. Now for my favorite time for the shimmers, I have to, like, take my hair down. It's driving me crazy. I just threw it up. Let's go into Butter Bliss for the inner corner. This looks like just a random like soft yellow. No, this is incredible yellow, pink, orange. Like, it is crazy beautiful, shifty. Whenever I swatched it, my jaw fell. I was like, okay, this shade is beautiful. And for, what else do I want to do? I want to do Fairy Flutter. I think this shade is so pretty and crazy shifty. These formulas, because I'm going to get the question like, what palette do you think it reminds you of? I feel like the formulation honestly gives me Strawberry Moon feels. Like, that's kind of like the formula I would compare it to if you are curious. Especially some of these shades in here, they just kind of make me think of Strawberry Moon, the texture. So that right there should tell you the formula. It's beautiful. Now that I'm looking at it, it's kind of like a mini Strawberry Moon in a way. I'm going into Sunbeam, and I'm just going to put that on the inner third. Okay, I still have that lip gloss, the blue one, on my lips. Just try to ignore that. Let's go ahead and go into Flourish now. This is intense. So sparkly. Holy moly. For me to wear these, I'll kind of show you. I would just top it on what I already have. I wouldn't just layer it by itself, me personally, but if you love a sparkly gloss, these are going to have your heart. Of course, Ensley Rain's going to make like the most incredible sparkly gloss. Let's go ahead and turn down the brightness. That is so pretty. Crazy. So we have a Flutter over here. This palette, guys, has my heart. And then over here we have Flourish. Which one do you like the best? Let me go ahead and zoom you out. I almost forgot, we have to do the Flourish blush over here. I'm not someone who typically reaches for this type of shade because it just doesn't look the best. It kind of looks bruised, oh my gosh, on my skin complexion. But I'll do it for y'all. I normally would add just a smidge, a little dot of this. You see, it just doesn't like go with my skin complexion. This is for deeper skin tones. Okay, so I toned it down. I went in with my sponge and it kind of toned it down a little. I think it's a beautiful shade. I just have to be very careful with it. I would love to mix these two together though. I'm just going to kind of even them out now that you have seen them both on their own. Okay guys, so let me go ahead and talk through this huge collection. I'm going to start off with Flutter first because I used it over here. Let's start off with the blush. I love this shade of blush. So if you are a peachy blush orangey lover, you're going to love this, and it is magnetic as well. The gloss, it is so beautiful and sparkly. If you love a sparkly gloss, this is going to just make you so happy. And now as far as the Flutter palette, I love the packaging. I love the color story. The formulation, 10 out of 10. This, I'm not even kidding. I know this is just a first impression, but this is one of my favorite color stories that has launched this year. Like, if I was to create a palette, it would look so similar to this. I love this one so much, and I think it performed amazing. I cannot wait to keep reaching for it. I love that you get super light shades, super deep shades. The shimmers, y'all know, they are just next level, but I love the undertones in here. This palette is so versatile, so definitely a winner for me. And as far as the singles that came in this collection, I put them in here. Not the ones on the bottom, but the ones on the top. The first two, they swatch. I have not used them yet, but they just swatch so beautiful. And they're just like, if you are familiar with Ensley Rain singles, they are very true to the Ensley Rain formula. They are incredible. Now let's move on to the Flourish collection. Let's start off with the gloss. I'm not someone who reaches for very sparkly glosses, but this looks like it's glowing on you, so it is intense and beautiful. And as far as the blush, this is very poppy. It's definitely on theme with this collection in general, Flourish. It is just beautiful, just not one that I would reach for all the time, but I would like to mix this in just like a little bit to have a punchy blush. Now as far as the palette goes, I love the packaging. I think they're so pretty. The color story, it makes me think of a mini Strawberry Moon, but like amped up. It is incredible. I love the mattes. I love the shimmers. I actually, whenever I first saw this palette, I was a little intimidated, but after creating a look, like you see, like it can be super wearable, or you can make this palette so colorful and fun. So I do appreciate that there is versatility within this palette, and the shimmers, they are just such a beautiful fiery dream. And the mattes, honestly, they get me excited. So I kind of just went in with like my neutrals in this palette, but I think you can make this palette so fun and poppy. And this collection also came with 2 singles. I already know y'all are going to ask me my favorite single, and it is the Hibiscus one. I love me a fiery multi-chrome, what can I say? So if you're curious, Hibiscus is just next level beautiful. And I have not used these loose pigments yet, but I will definitely use them. I have swatched them, and they are right on par with their previous that I have tried from them. These are just like next level beautiful pigments to incorporate to take any look to the next level. This is probably my favorite collection that I have seen from them as far as like their loose pigments go. Honestly, like in general, this collection is a huge hit. I know so many people are going to love it, but those loose pigments, like the Moon Dust, those shades are just perfect for me. I'm so excited to see some smaller palettes from Ensley, and they're magnetic. You can mix and match it with your other palettes. 10 out of 10. Thank you so much to Ensley for sending this collection over to me. Let me know down below if you want to see anything in particular on my eyes. I will definitely do that. I feel like y'all are going to ask which palette I would prefer. I would reach for a Flutter over a Flourish, but honestly I love them both, and I think that they would pair beautifully together. Let me just hold them up so you can see them. Like, they are so pretty, and I'm here for these mini palettes. I'm so excited for everyone to see it so we can all talk about it. That's going to do it for today's video. Sorry for my low energy. I'm so tired from being gone, and I'm so happy to be back home. That's going to do it for today's video. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you're doing well. I hope that you are healthy, happy, and safe. Stay beautiful. Bye, guys.